Hello everybody, Lurgs here. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to save you time and money. And today it's a Casio digital watch W-753, how to set the date and time and also how to set the tide and moon phases. And then later on at the end of the video, I'll show you how you can check the tide at any specific time during the day. But before we get started, there's a link above now about how to change the battery in this watch. First of all, hold in the adjust button. That starts the seconds flashing. Then you can cycle through to the hour by pressing the mode button. Then press the button at the top or the bottom on the right hand side and it cycles through the hours. Now this is now PM. You can see there's a little P on the top left hand corner. But after I've done this, I'm going to change it to 24 hours. So it's actually 12:15ish. So now if we cycle through to the minutes, £12 in the afternoon, and there's a link above now to a WhatsApp playlist. Lots of useful videos in there on how to use WhatsApp on your iPhone. Now we're in the 12-hour or 24-hour mode. So I'm going to change it to 24 hours because I prefer that. So 1:10 in the afternoon will be 13:10. Now I'm going to cycle through to the date, and this first option here is the year. So it's 2021. The second option is the month, and it's February, so 2. And the third option is the actual day. So it's the 4th of February. And that is the date and the time set. And there's a link above now about how to keep your washing machine hygienically fresh. Now I'm just going to select the adjust button again and select the GMT time difference. Now I'm going to set this to +1, depending on whereabouts you live in the world. Depends on what you set this to. This is GMT, is obviously Greenwich Mean Time. So I'm going to set it to +1. Now we're going to set the tide data. And by setting this tide data, this also sets the moon phases as well. Again, press the adjust button, keep it held in. Now what you do is press the mode button, and this is where you put in your longitude of where you live. Now what you need to do then is go to a website. I'll put this link in the description below. Now this is perfect for England, but yours may be different. And what you do then is you set it to your nearest beach. So on my beach it's going to be Shoreham, which is here. Let's just zoom in on this. Now what we're interested in is the longitude and the interval. Now at the bottom here it says Lon. That doesn't mean London, that means longitude. Now either press the top or the bottom button to cycle through. Now I need it on 0 degrees west, which is the Shoreham tide table. So just hold that button down. Now this actually won't do 0 degrees west, but it will do 0 degrees east, so I'm going to leave it at that. And then we've got this interval. Now as you can see from the website there, my interval is 11:06. So just select 11:06. I'm just going to cycle through just to see how many options there are. Whilst I'm doing that, there's a link above now about what to do if your dishwasher is not draining water. Right, let's set the first one to 11. Then set the second one. So press the mode. Go back down to 11:06. Then press the adjust and we're back to the normal settings of the watch. And you can see there on the tide graph, it's about lowish tide and rising. Now if I look at my watch and look at the actual live tide graph on my computer for Shoreham, you can see it's low tide-ish and on the rise, exactly as my watch is telling me. Fabulous. Now what you can do is you can check what the tide is going to be at any point during the day. So press the mode button and the moon is on the 27th day of its phase. Then press the adjust button. Now you can see I'm cycling through the time of the day and watch the tide graph there at the top. You can see it moving, so you can see what the tide is going to be at any specific point throughout the day. Pretty useful feature that. There's a link above now about how to export iOS iMovie projects at 60 frames per second. It's really handy exporting them at high quality footage. And the tides are good, the waves are good, I'm off for a surf. And now it's time for a lovely cup of tea. If you found that video useful, please subscribe by pressing this button down here so you don't miss more videos on how to save you time and money. There's also some other videos around the edges of the screen here. If any of those are useful to you, then you can select those now. Thank you for visiting my channel, everyone. I really appreciate it.